Ladies and jelly spoons, greetings one and all. This is Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. I'm not starting again, you know. I now humbly introduce to thee the high-energy, dark, violent comedy of Big Bear Buchko. Please fucking welcome him now!
Yeah! Yeah! How we fucking feeling? Alright. I too am moved. Man, the intro is so much. It's like the chorus and Danny Filth and heavy metal, like, it's a lot to live up to. It's like someone going, you're gonna fuck me so good, you're gonna fuck me so good. It's like, oh, shit. Oh, there's all this pressure now. You know what I think we need? Marshmallows. Alright, marshmallows here, a man's mouth. Oh, good catch, try that one. Marshmallows, there we go. Everyone get some marshmallows. Marshmallows, take some. You over there. She's saying, no, it's a marshmallow. What is it going to do? Marshmallow, over there. I didn't forget some people. You're sitting there really like VIP. Like, bunch of marshmallows. Alright, now, listen. Listen, you can eat those if you want to, but what I'd like you to do, if you could save them for the end, because we're going to do something. We're going to do something called a marshmallow assassination. If you like me, you get to hit me with a marshmallow. If you don't like me, fuck off, I don't care. But yeah, at the very end of this, we're going to have a marshmallow assassination. It'll be the first successful assassination we've had in a while. So I like bad language. I use a lot of bad language. I love to swear. I think we all love to swear. Everyone loves to swear, and everyone loves a good reason to come together. Unity. So what we're going to do, we're going to start this off with the first big swear of the night. So we're going to do this together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 3. At 3, we're all going to scream the word fuck. Okay? Who doesn't like screaming the word fuck in public and the cops won't be called? Like that's, yeah. Now look, we have all been to functions and things like that where people, I can't hear you. Let's just skip that. I hate that shit. We're going to get straight to the loud, okay? Straight to the loud. All right, you guys ready? This is going to be fun. We're all screaming fuck. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love it. A great big group fucking. Oh, we all came together to do that too. I feel like everything should start that way. Weddings, sporting events, church. The priest could come out and go, fuck all of you, or go in also with you. And then I grew up and I got into heavy metal. I was a heavy metal guy. I was a touring musician. I was one of those crazy headbanging, guitar smashing, crazy motherfuckers. I love that shit. It was so fun. And now, I do this, which is different. It's a bit quieter, it's a bit more intimate. There's a lot less nudity in stand-up comedy, and that sucks. Because I miss it. We don't have a lot of groupies. There's not a lot of gag slugs out there. Not a lot of chocolate fuckers. There's not. So I'm just saying, I've never done a show where I've heard someone go, man, that joke was really funny. I'm gonna show the man my tits. It's never happened. Not once. So I'm just saying, if you hear a joke tonight that you like, if you don't mind popping the titty out, I'm talking to you, sir. I want you to get the gun aside, pull the guards, just woo! I'm counting on you, man, you can do it. All right, so this is really fun to get to start. My first full-length comedy special with this great announcement, Pittsburgh! My wife and I just found out we're gonna have a baby. Thank you. It's baby number 5. No one claps at number 5. You hear a lot of noises like, oh, fuck that guy. Hey, fuck this guy. No, I get it. Now look, in my defense, it wasn't until the 3rd kid that I realized what was causing it. I wasn't figuring it out. And it's a shame, too. I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together. Actually, 1 and 0. I wasn't putting 1 and 0 together. is this baseball season's over, and 9 months later, there's a fucking new kid in the house. I wasn't getting it. That's public schooling for you. But we like to get rough, too. My wife and I, we like to role play. She likes to be the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I play Bob Nutting, and she gets fucked so hard. It's like, hey, honey, do you remember the safe word? Budget. Oh, good girl. You learn some things when you start having that many kids. You have one kid, they are your pride and joy. You love them, they are sweet, they are wonderful, you can do anything for them, it's awesome. You have two kids, you might find you have a favorite, but you're going to keep it kind of quiet. You don't really say you want them to believe the bullshit, you love everyone equally. By kid number 3, you are no longer hiding the fact that you have a favorite. By kid number 4, you have designated one as spare parts, should anything go wrong with the other 3. Now, you want to avoid that child ever knowing they are the hardest child, but they'll know. You see the kind of vague sadness in their eyes while they watch their siblings play outside. They kind of press their face against the glass going, be careful, be careful. My wife and I, though, we're very happy, and it's really awesome to get to say I have an awesome wife. She's very fun and supportive, and she loves me and shit. And it's not to say we haven't had our problems, everyone does. We had a good one when we first got together. Now ladies, a lot of ladies here. Ladies, here's something you may not know. Every man you've ever met, known, had in your life, has a name for his dick. All of them. It doesn't matter who you're thinking of. Now it's one thing when you're like, oh, my ex-boyfriend. It also applies to your dad. Keep that in mind. I will give $100 right now to someone that'll call their dad to ask him name for his penis. I'll do it. It's like a fucked up make a deal. Let's do it. Now, most guys, they go for something kind of whimsical. You know, Love Hammer, Thunder Muscle, the Black and Decker Pussy record. You know, that's what they come up with. And that's fine. That's not me, though. I wanted something more memorable, more impactful, something that would make a better impression than using him ever would. So, since I was 14 years old, his name is Little Hitler. He's short, he's angry, he's got the one little, you know, and for 25 years, his name was Little Hitler, and for 25 years, that was never a problem. Until I got a Jewish girlfriend. Then it became a big problem. I can remember the exact moment too. We were getting hot and heavy, doing some of that great, dirty, nasty talk stuff. I'm like, hey baby, you want to come hop on Little Hitler? And it's like the air got sucked out of the room. What the fuck did you just say? She goes, why the fuck would you call him that? The thing is though, I get why she's upset, but I'm a comic. One whose punchlines tend to bypass the filter. So when she says, why the fuck would you call him that? All I could think to say was, well, honey, if you let me call your pussy Poland, I'll show you. That was the last time I got to call him that. Now, a couple years later, she married me. God knows why. And we decided to do the great grand adventure. We went to Europe for our honeymoon. We did. We were in Paris and Italy, and we were going through Germany, and I had to ask her, hey, you know how you're Jewish? Which, by the way, I recommend starting conversations like that. Hey, Marcus, you know how you're black? What? Start conversations like that. It's great. I said, hey, you know, we're going through Germany. Do you want to see a concentration camp? She goes, what? I'm like, do you want to see a concentration camp? And she goes, I don't know, maybe let me think about that, I'll see. And she thought about it, she came back a couple days later, she's like, yeah, you know, I feel like I probably should. We're like, hey, I'm sympathetic, I got you, I planned it. And we did. We went to Dachau. We actually went to Dachau and we walked the iron walkway up to the gate, the Abek Mach 3, the work will set you free. And she stood there in front of it and she was emotional. And I got that, like I felt for her, you know, she's like, her people were there, and she said that too, you know, hand on her heart, she's like, my people were here, I can feel that. And I felt for her, you know, the people were Jewish. The thing is, my people were German. I had people there too. They were in charge of her people. And so while she's standing there feeling, hand in her heart, like, oh, my people are here, all I could think to say was, look, guys, I caught one! And she goes, that's it, that's all you're getting. I said, Schweigen, you, which means silence, you. Now, I know what, that joke is about 80% true. We really did go to Dachau. She did have an emotional moment. However, I'm not a horrible person. I'm not. You don't believe me, I can see it. I'm not a horrible person. But I do know what a horrible person would say in a situation where something horrible can be said. So as we're standing there in front of the gates of the concentration camp, she's getting emotional. I'm like, honey, I know what you're going through. It's something really personal. It's something really intense. I get it. I'm here for you. But as soon as you feel better, let me know, because I got something so fucked up to say to you. And sure enough, later that night, she's like, hey, what was it? I'm like, your people, my people. Look, guys, I got one. She goes, yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that, yeah. You got it, sweetie. Now it's fun. I get to travel around. I've played a lot of places. I've played in Vegas, in New York. I've been all over Europe. I've been to some great places. I've been to some not so great places. First and foremost, it should be said, Ohio. Pretty much the whole state can fuck right off, okay? No one has ever been mad that I've said that. I don't know, it's like the Nickelback of states. Someone likes it, they're not admitting it, I get that. Now, I say that because I'm getting to a story. My grandparents were really interesting people. They liked to give really worthwhile advice, whether you wanted it or not. My grandmother one time turned to me and she said, as long as that thing between a woman's legs still works, she has no reason to be homeless. What? I said, Grandma, I'm a boy. How does that apply to me? She says, you give a woman a place to stay and come, she give you a place to come and stay. That's, Grandma, can we go back to Looney Tunes now? And so one day, I'm riding in the car with my grandfather. It's a lovely day. He turns to me and he says the following. He says, hey, if you're ever on the highway and you're speeding, and you pass by a police officer and he knows you're speeding, but if he's facing the opposite direction, just go. Just put the pedal down and go. I was 9. We had not been having a conversation up to that point. And I said, why? Why? He says, I don't know. You might need it someday. You don't know. Okay, sure. Cut to December of 2021. I'm driving back from Michigan. I'm driving my girlfriend's car. I look down at the radio to change the song. I come back up, and there he is, an Ohio State Patrol officer, facing the opposite direction, looking right at me. I immediately look at the speed limit. The speed limit says 65. Unless you are approaching a construction zone, then it is 50. I wonder why it said that. Because I was approaching a construction zone. I look down at my speedometer, and that motherfucker says I'm going 82. I'm coming back from Detroit. I'm driving my girlfriend's car. I have an ounce and a half of marijuana in the trunk. Now here's the thing. In Michigan, it's totally legal. Pennsylvania, I have a medical card, so it's legal for me here. There's only one place in between Michigan and Pennsylvania where I cannot buy, sell, smoke, grind, roll, ingest like a normal functioning human being, and that is Ohio! This just became an ordeal. Okay, so I look at my rearview mirror and I see those lights go on. Folks, my grandfather has been dead for 22 years. But I'd like to tell you, right now, he was with me that day. I felt his presence. Because as soon as those lights go on, I heard my grandfather's voice come to me as if out of the ether. What are you doing? Fucking go! And I floored it! I'm hugging her shoulder, I'm speeding like a motherfucker, my girlfriend's asleep next to me. Have you ever done something next to someone that's asleep and you're just like, don't wake up, 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 don't wake up. I got her Nissan Altima up to 103. Have you ever tried to drive a Nissan that fast at night and you start shaking like the fucking space shuttle? And finally, I got away! I got away! And just as I can okay, I can let up on the gas a little bit, that is when my girlfriend wakes up and gives me that great sleepy person question of, did I miss anything? I don't want to tell her. I'm like, it's Ohio. Hell is real. And then about a year later, they recreationalized marijuana, which good for them. But after all I've been through, that's fucked up. Hell is real, and it's Ohio. Yeah. Now, I am not originally from Pittsburgh. I do live here now, but I'm originally from Detroit. And I'm very proud to say at no point in my life have I used my hand to say what part of Michigan I am from. Some of you know this. Some people from Michigan, they are really proud of the fact their state looks like a fucking hand. And they'll be like, I'm from Ann Arbor, right there. No, Kalamazoo, right there. And it's the only time in my life I'm proud that people from Florida don't do the same thing. I'm from Tallahassee. It's right by the mushroom cap there. But I picked Pittsburgh off a map. I had never been here before. I didn't know anybody. I just picked Pittsburgh off a map. And I did my research. I'm like, wow, this place must be so cultured. That's not the joke. People like to laugh at that. That's not the joke. This place must be so cultured. Look at the names of some of the towns here. Carnegie, Dubois. They have a place named after the Palace of Versailles, North Versailles. And then I moved here. Carnegie, Du Bois. Now, are you fucking kidding me, North Versailles? The first time someone said North Versailles to me, I thought something was wrong with them. Then a second person did it, and I went, no. Folks, if you are ever in the west of France, and you should call it the Palace of Versailles, French people will kill you with sticks. So you know. They will dust off the guillotine and lop your shit right off, and you are perfect. Fucking Palace of Versailles. They call it, how do they teach it too? Is it like the Treaty of Versailles? Is that like talk about that? World War I? Right? Yeah. You guys hear that okay? That good? That good? All right, cool. I fucking hate comics that play guitar. You either suck at comedy or you suck at music. Pick one and go suck with it. Dimitri Martin, motherfucker, I hate that. All right, now look. I had a good. You look accosted. You're actually like, oh. You should have took that marshmallow. All right, now look. I had a cool big announcement earlier that was really fun talking to my baby. I do have a second announcement. Now we're doing this great. We're recording the MP3 and all the video and all that. It's really just for posterity though, because this is cool to say this is my last show. I am retiring after the show. Now I'm not saying for certain, I'm not saying hard and fast, I might come out every once in a while and do something, but no, for the most part, like I'm 40, I've been doing this for 3 years now. It's fun, I feel like I should focus on something else, so this is gonna be my last show. It's really cool to have you guys here for it. That being said, at the end of the show, we are going to give that guitar a proper rock and roll send-off. You know, Jack, get excited, because you guys are fucking help me with it. Now, 3 times in my life, I have been accidentally racist. These are those stories. Now look, first thing to know about me, I find racism hilarious. Now, I don't mean, things like, we don't like your kind here in Morgantown. That's not what I mean. No. That's stupid, you suck, fuck off. No, I'm talking like, okay, New York University, a few years ago, for their alumni dinner, their black alumni dinner, celebrating Black History Month, they had this big feast in which they served fried chicken, collard greens, beans, rice. This is a prestigious university serving Kool-Aid. They had great Kool-Aid. people lost their jobs. The main chef, the sous chef, and the restaurant manager, they all lost their jobs. The 3 people that lost their jobs that planned that were black. The people that complained were white. Can you imagine getting fired for being racist against the race you are? And I love that stereotype. It's such a stupid, such and such people like fried chicken. Who the fuck doesn't like fried chicken? Fried chicken's awesome. The first time I was accidentally racist, it's because of that stereotype. I was in a grocery store. And I am shopping for white people food, which is Kraft Mac and Spam, you know. And this guy turns a corner. First off, this gentleman was dressed, it looked like a costume. He's wearing basketball shorts, basketball shoes, a white wife beater, a do-rag, chains, rings, everything. He looked like a bad stereotype. In his cart was every racist food item you can think of. There was fried chicken, there was beans, there was collard greens, there was 40s, there was giant things of malt liquor. He had a carton of menthols and he was walking around looking white people in the eye to see who was gonna laugh. And he almost got me. Because I looked down real quick and I went, home! He's like, what? I'm like, oh, I was thinking of a Seinfeld, man, no. And he didn't get me, but I think he did get somebody, because as I was leaving, I heard, what's the funny motherfucker? I'm like, oh, he caught one! He caught one! I was in another store. This isn't a racist story. I was in another store. I was in a Target with my kleptomaniac girlfriend, which if you can get one, do it. We had every season of Friends on DVD, but there was a bunch of places we weren't allowed back to. That's true. We were in Target, I'm wandering around, and I get to the pool section, and I turn, and I see something that's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. I see this cute young couple. They're like early 20s, mid-20s, things like that. They look sporty, kind of preppy, just a really cute, adorable couple. And he is an asshole. Let me tell you why. His girlfriend has a pool noodle. And she is just kind of hitting him with the pool noodles, going, And he's going, will you stop it? Cut it out. Stop doing that. And she's just being so cute about it. And he turns and he goes, this is why I don't like going anywhere. You're like a fucking child. Oh. I watched the life force drain from this girl. Like pool noodle down, turned, and started to walk away. I'll do this a cappella, I don't care. She put her pool noodle down and started to walk away. And that pissed me off. As someone who has spent so much of his life trying to be a force of good, a bright energy in the universe, for someone that has always had his creativity and his joy crushed by the shitty fucking people I've had in my life, this dude pissed me right the fuck off. And I'm like, what can I do? What can I do to make this moment better? There's gotta be something I can do. So I grabbed the pool noodle and I turned to face her. And I waited. And she walked for a second and she looked up. And I saw a flash of light go in this girl's eyes, and she went, a challenger! And we ran it! Fuck it! We ran at each other, and we're hitting with the noodles, and we're fucking fighting, and she hits me in the face, and I whack her in the tits, and we're going, and it's just fucking, and right there in the middle of Target, we have this great soldier's death. Hey, how's my ass look? Cable back there. Oh! You assholes can't follow the rules for shit! And without warning, we both get up. We bow to each other. We don't say anything, we bow to each other. She walks back over to her boyfriend, throws the pool noodle at his feet and goes, "That's all I fucking wanted!" and stormed out. And I was so proud of her. I hope that was it. I hope she left his ass. I want him to have a traumatic relation to pool noodles for the rest of his life. It's so important to have fun. It's so important to be silly. Who cares? Who cares what other people think? Have a battle in Target. Have fucking fun. I'm a millennial. Do you know how hard it is as a millennial to make friends? It's so difficult. It's so hard to find people your own age, your own bracket, people that like things that you like. But I have found, I think, the bird call for millennials. It is the classic cartoon theme song for DuckTales. Yeah. See, older people, you're not really doing anything. Younger people look confused. I didn't say skibbity, so they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. There is a sound that they make in the theme song for DuckTales. So you go somewhere that millennials hang out. Coffee shops, bars, whatever a hot pot is. Perch yourself up someplace high and just go, might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales! Fucking right there! Oh, you guys like pogs? I like pogs. Let's fucking do pogs. Also, as a millennial, I have trouble with the passage of time. It's 2025, we just had Y2K. What the fuck? No. I was watching the news the other day, they were talking about this business that was closing. It said it's been in the same location for 31 years. I'm like, 31 years? That's amazing. They've been open in the same place since like 1975, 1980? And they said they've been in the same location since 1993. No! Woo! Oh, I'm old. I'm old. I'm old. And I know I'm old. I know I'm old because girls in bars tell me. It used to be where I had options. I could walk up and be like, what's up, sexy mom? What's going on? How you doing tonight? Now my best approach is, who has daddy issues? It's gotta be some of you. Right, who has a rocky relationship with a father and might like anal? Raise your hand. Now, what a good reaction that was. I don't know what that was. Something started coming back up. You're in for a ride if that's what's going to do it. We're in the Disney portion of the show right now. I like to meet people though. I like to meet people. It's cool as the different things that I've done as a musician and as an actor. A couple years ago, I did a movie with Warner Brothers where I did an action sequence opposite Brendan Fraser. And Brendan actually, he won the Oscar last year, so it's like such a good, like, oh, I did a scene with an Oscar winner. Except our scene was also opposite Bugs Bunny. Maybe not as prestigious of an award, but I met Weird Al a few months ago. I made Weird Al laugh. And I'm gonna tell you, every show I've ever done, every audience combined, y'all don't mean shit to making Weird Al laugh. That's like making God laugh to me. And a few years ago, I had the opportunity, I was at a function, to meet a gentleman by the name of Tony Todd. Now, Tony Todd, he's an actor. He does a lot of horror movies. He's did Night of the Living Dead. He's in a bunch of the Final Destination movies. He also happens to be in my favorite movie of all time, The Crow. Now, for those of you who don't know, the lead actor in The Crow, a gentleman by the name of Brandon Lee, he died while they were making the movie. Someone pointed a prop gun at him, it fired, and he died. He died while they made the movie. And so, like, this movie is really important to me. I got a lot of my identity from The Crow. It was my grandmother's favorite movie. She passed away. My best friend's favorite movie, he passed away. It means a lot to me. So it was cool to get to meet someone that had been in that movie. And so I go to meet Tony Todd. First, you guys know that phrase, oh, he looks bigger on TV. This was not the case. This motherfucker's 6'7". And so I go to meet him, like, he's a big guy, I'm a big guy, we're both kind of, we're posturing. That's what big guys do, especially, I would meet a lot of dudes bigger than me, so it's, I'm kind of trying to be a little extra, and he's like, what's up, I'm Tony. I'm like, what's up, I'm Mayor. And we start chatting, and it's really cool. We talk about local music and nightlife. And I go to leave, and I said, hey, by the way, this is really cool to get to say, you were in my favorite movie of all time. He goes, man, I love hearing that. I love when people tell me that. What movie am I in, man? What movie am I in? I'm like, it's The Crow. Whatever two dudes shooting the shit jovial vibe we had was gone. Because this gigantic 6'7" fucking hand comes down on my shoulder and pulls me right here. And it's at this moment I remember this motherfucker was Candyman. And Candyman has me in his grips. And I'm like, yes sir, you have my attention. This dude got fucking dark on me. All of a sudden, he started going, man, let me tell you, that was the worst damn day of my life. I was there, I heard it, I saw what happened, I saw him lying on the ground, he was hurt. We didn't want Brandon to die, we were doing whatever we could. And then he stops, turns to the sky, and starts going, Brandon, I swear, dude, someday we'll be together again. I don't know where, I don't know when, but someday, dude, we will be together again. It was good meeting you, man. Folks, whatever was posturing, was trying to be macho, was gone because I start sobbing like a little girl. Which must have looked interesting for people walking by, like, what is Candyman doing to that poor guy? I'm crying like a little girl. And I just walk away like, he was really good to meet me. Now, I have never met anyone else from that movie. Because either the interaction is going to be exactly like that, and I can't take it, or it's going to be nothing like that, and I don't want it. Now that story was not supposed to be a part of this special. I actually added it a couple days ago. I scratched the story about poking a Russian stripper for this. That's not a euphemism either. It's actually poking. But I added this story on here because a couple days ago, Tony actually died. Tony Todd, he died. He died last Wednesday. He had a really bad battle with some sickness. They haven't said what yet. Yeah, Tony died. And I wanted to get to bring that up because they're together again. 31 years, man. They're fucking together again. I love that story. The second time I was accidentally racist, it's kind of my fault. I was at work and I had a partner named DJ. We were working in an armored car. DJ was a cool guy. He was really nice. He was really sweet. He was really friendly. He was black. That's just a detail for you. That's all. And it's a hot-ass Pittsburgh fucking day, and we stop off at a 7-Eleven, and I'm like, ooh, Slurpee, because I'm a Slurpee whore. I want a Slurpee. And so I go inside, happy to do a little Slurpee dance. I get my Coke Slurpee, because that's my jam. I see they have a new flavor. I'm like, you know what? He's a big fat guy. Which, why? Like, I'm not? Like, this is all Slurpee. Aren't you happy you sat close? And I'm like, I'm gonna get him this new flavor. And so I started walking back to the truck, just kind of happy with myself. I'm like, ooh, I did something fun. I got something like that. I'm gonna go back in the truck and I'm gonna hand my big black partner this watermelon Slurpee. And I stopped and went, oh no. Oh no. So the question became, what is he more, fat or black? What is the impetus in this man's life? What drives him? And so I went back to the truck, a little slower now, and I get in carefully, and I'm like, hey. He goes, aw, thank you, man, I really appreciate that. He takes a big old drink, stops and looks at it. I'm like, oh no! I'm very aware this man has a gun. It's an armored car, we both have guns, so I'm starting to slowly go for mine. I don't know what this is about to happen. But he's looking at it and goes, the fat one out. Here's the thing. About a year later, DJ was arrested on aggravated assault and burglary and a whole bunch of gun charges. So I guess sometimes the black does win out. It's my last show. Fucking cancel me. I've worked a lot of jobs. I have worked, I believe, to be one of the worst jobs ever. Anytime that I get together with people, we have that kind of competition of who's had the worst job. I've never lost. I've never lost. I did meet a close second. I did meet, now this is not a trigger warning, but this is kind of an upsetting story. You have been warned. His job took 3 days a week. He worked at a chicken hatchery. Wait, don't go making your own punchlines. Wait for the story. On the first day, he goes to the egg incubator. He takes all the little chickens that hatched. Then he takes them out to the field. That's where it's so good. That's day 1. Day 2, he goes to the egg incubator. He takes all the chickens that have hatched overnight. He takes them out to the field. He just lets them go. Day 3, he takes a bucket. He goes over to the egg incubator. He loads whatever eggs have not hatched yet into the buckets. And his job is to stomp the eggs for recycling until, and I quote, the chirping inside stopped. That's a bad job. That's a bad job. That's a bad job. Mine's still worse. It's my very first job. I am 18 years old. I'm working on the bad end of the Las Vegas Strip. You know the place in Las Vegas where there's all the pretty lights and the attractions and the fountains and things like that? Not that end. I'm working in an adult video store. My job is to clean the booth after a gentleman has used it. As any woman in here can tell you who has maybe grabbed a rogue sock by her husband or son's side of the bed, that shit gets crunchy if you let it dry. So you gotta get to it fresh. I got a rag they didn't wash, a squeegee, a bottle of off-brand Windex, no gloves, no PPE, $3.25 an hour. If you can make a baby chicken smusher gag, that's a bad job. Now I know that's a little bit of an upsetting story. Here's another one. A lot of us comics, we're on dating apps. I'm on dating apps. Now before you're like, he's a cheater. No, I'm polyamorous. I'm a swinger. I'm a swapper. I'm a good time Johnny. I'm a full-time fish farmer. Some of these aren't real. But yeah. And you know, you learn things about dating apps. At first, anyone that's on there, you get excited because they're like, oh, you have a notification. Someone new has liked you. And so you're like, yeah, cool. Open up and you look and you go, come on. I know I'm not Clooney, but I can do better than that. I had this one girl yesterday. She looked like Kurt Cobain, but after the suicide. She had one eye over here, one eye over there. She had an overbite and an underbite, like when Pennywise came out and grabbed Georgie. That's what she looked like. And if you're wondering, not good in bed either. No, she wasn't. Now, a problem arose very early on in that I have a terrible sense of humor. I think you figured that out by now. I have a terrible sense of humor. I'm the kind of guy that can laugh at a beheading video. I know, I've done it. I had to tell my ex-wife, hey, just because I'm laughing at something on my phone doesn't mean what I'm laughing at is hilarious. And she found out one day when she came over, she's like, oh, what are you laughing at? And it was bad too, because she looked right at the brushing the teeth scene. And she's like slowly backing away, and I like a fucking maniac, I'm trying to explain why this beheading video is funny to me. I'm like, they're using a box knife! You know how hard it is to take a head off with a box knife? You're gonna sit there and fucking take it, you gotta hold it slowly. We're divorced. So what I did was I came up with a series of pickup lines, each one a little worse than the last, that I feel like lets people know, hey, if you can't handle this, we're not gonna get along. It's very much like, if you can't handle me, my Jeffrey, you're not gonna like my Dahmer. That's very much what that is. So I came up with 3 pickup lines. First one is not too bad, you know, I'm not a gastroenterologist, but I can rearrange your guts. That's pretty good, right? That's not bad. The second one's better. I like my women like my COVID-19 and easily spread. Now, because not everyone I hit on is 19, I have adjusted that one too. I like my women like I like my COVID. Really into group activities, but devastating for grandma. That's. And then there's the one that got me banned off of Tinder. Did you know you can get banned off of Tinder? The burial ground for vagina has some very rigid rules. I don't even think it's that bad. You've had some good reactions. I'm gonna use you for this one. Okay? I don't think it's that bad. You guys let me know. It's very simple. It says, hey girl, are you in American high school? Because I'm gonna shoot a bunch of kids up in you. What's wrong with that? I implore you to tell me what's wrong with that. guys didn't even fucking have those here. Be upset about your own shit. All right, let's see. Who have we shit on so far? We shit on minorities, children, Pittsburgh, comedians with guitars. Who have we missed? Hey, let's shit on women for a bit. All right, now look. I had a whole bunch of stuff written for this. You know, things like, I only mansplain, you act so confused, Jerry's used that. But there's been some changes in the political climate recently. I don't want to do jokes against women. It feels kind of bad. It feels like kicking someone when they're down. So I'm not going to do some of those. But I do have one story I do want to share. I think it's pretty solid. I'm at Walmart with my ex-wife. I'm stoned off my ass. Because I made it back from Michigan, right? We're walking around. I'll say right now, I miss Walmart being open 24 hours. There was no better place to meet a fat goth girl than the arts and crafts section of the Walmart at 2 a.m. But so I'm wandering around, and I'm looking, and I'm high, so I'm following all the bright, pretty colors. And I find myself to the toy aisle, and I'm happy to see they are starting to make those little toy vacuums again. You remember those little push-me, pull-you, cute little colorful ones? They were real big in the 70s and 80s, and they stopped those for a while. And I was so happy to see they were making those again, and I had a comment to make. And I turned to my ex-wife and I said, I think it is so good that they are making cleaning equipment into toys again, so little girls can grow up to know how to be proper women. It's a joke. It's a stupid joke. I knew it was a joke. My ex-wife at the time knew it was a joke. The woman at the end of the aisle, apparently in earshot, a not so much. This woman turns on her heels and comes stomping over, pushes me aside, looks at my ex-wife and says, if you don't fucking punch him for that right now, I will. I hear that so many times. Just in general. My ex-wife, not one to ever let something not be so much worse, looks at this woman and says, that's all well and good for you, honey, but you're not the one who kicked the shit out of when we get home. This woman was horrified. Now, I understand with that joke, I kind of make a little light of domestic abuse, and that's fine. Here's the thing. Number one, I'm a firm believer you can joke about anything. Either everything's on board or nothing. If I can make fun of you, I can make fun of you, I can make fun of you. It's just how the fucking goes. Also, number two, if you have been through something, if you have dealt with something personally, fucking free pass. Say whatever you want. I have been the recipient of not one, but 2 abusive relationships. My first wife and my third wife, both abusive. So I'm just saying, if you guys want to come after me for a domestic violence show, fucking try me, bitches, because I've been through more shit than you can imagine. And my second ex-wife was an alcoholic, so maybe don't meet sluts off of Craigslist is the moral of the story. Now, we've got a little dark. It's not going to get better. One of the darkest days of my life was when my wife started having complications while giving birth to our son. He was having trouble coming out. Every time she had a contraction, his heart rate would drop. And it got to the point where if he actually came into the birth canal, he might die. So they say, hey, we need to do a C-section. And they whisked her away. Now, I had tried to be Johnny on the spot, making sure everything was good and right. I had playlists for every step of labor, pre-labor, post-labor, all that. I had everything. The only thing I didn't have a set list for was an emergency goddamn C-section. So as I'm running around the room trying to get everything ready, I open up a playlist on my phone and I start trying to put music, things that's going to make her happy, things that's going to keep her calm, things, keep her in a good mindset. And this is traumatic. This is surgery. This is a real thing. Now, I don't think I need to say this at this point, but I'm a metalhead. You can tell. I fit a stereotype. My wife, not so much. However, over the years, there's a couple bands that I like that she has got into. The number one of which is the German industrial metal band Rammstein. I love Rammstein. If she recently got to me, I love fucking Rammstein. And she does too. And they had a new album out at the time. And the song that she liked the most was a song called Dicke Titten. I'm going to say that again. Dicke Titten. For those of you that don't speak German, your ears still picked up and went, that sounds dirty. dirty. It is. And so the question became, do I add this to a C-section playlist? And I did. So while we were in surgery, they got the big blue thing up, they're carving into my wife. We're about 15 minutes into it now. All of a sudden, the start of Dick and Tittin comes up. And my wife, who 30 seconds before had tears rolling down her cheek, starts cackling like a fucking madman. Everyone hears her. The nurse gets concerned and she comes over like, hey, are you okay? My wife, top of her lungs, goes, this song's about big tits! The whole place starts laughing, except for our nurse. But the doctors are like, and the nurse is like, oh, you really like this song? And she goes, no, I just really like great big tits. And I'm like, honey, you are making our flat-chested nurse uncomfortable. And I know that's what it was because there was a black nurse with huge jugs in the corner laughing her ass off. So I know it was our damn nurse. Because that's the thing, we all love tits. Everybody loves tits. Doesn't matter you're white, black, straight, gay, he, she, they, z, it, you love tits. Everybody, it is a great unifier. That will be what brings us together someday. Iraq, Iran, Palestine, Ukrainian, tits! We'll all come together on tits. It's a good phrase, isn't it? Come together on tits. A couple of you, when I made that joke earlier about somebody flashing, at least a couple of you went, ooh, we might see something. Like, now, as I said, this is my last show. With that, I'm going to finish with a story that has never made it to stage before. The reason why it has never made it to stage before is because it is, without question, the dirtiest, filthiest, grossest story that I have. My ex-wife and I, we went to an event called a Masturbate-a-thon. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is masturbating for charity. Talk about making money hand over fist, right? It's a big event. They have a few places all over the world. This was our first time going. This was also the first time you were allowed to touch other people. With consent, mind you, but you were actually allowed to, before it was just like self-pleasure for charity, and now it's do what thou wilt, just go fucking ham, I guess. We get there, and I start talking to this nice girl named Jessica. Now, Jessica's adorable. She's short, long, dark hair, dark skin, like Italian-looking glasses. She's cute as shit. We start talking, we're having a great time. I'm a social butterfly, so after about 20 minutes of that, I go somewhere else. And I start talking to this girl named Dory. Dory is the polar opposite of Jessica. She is tall, she's chubby, all these colorful tattoos, short blonde hair. She's adorable. And that is how I spend my night. I spend about 20 minutes talking to Jessica. I go spend about 20 minutes talking to Dory. I go to Jessica, I go to Dory. Hey, Jessica, Dory. And as the night wears on, my wife at the time says, hey, you know, it's getting kind of late. You have a decision to make. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? She goes, well, I'm assuming you want to get laid tonight, right? Yeah, maybe. She goes, well, you've been talking to 2 different girls tonight, either of which I'm really sure would probably be willing to fuck you. Which I didn't believe at first. Like, this story is 20 years old to this day. I still don't understand why people fuck me. Like, I kind of judge them for it. Like, me? Really? Yeah. I wouldn't fuck me, but okay. But, like, how do you decide? Like, those are 2 totally different, like, how do you decide? Like, do you flip a coin? Like, heads, heads, tails, tails? Like, and so, I get this idea. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if this will work, but let's try it. I grab my wife's hand. We go over to Jessica. I go, Jessica, this is my wife. Grab her hand. I take my wife and Jessica over to Dory. And I go, Dory, this is my wife and this is Jessica. Take her hand. And I took all 3. And we go over to this place. Now this is held in a public place, made private. You ever go to a place where it's like closed for a private event? There could be people fucking inside. That's what this is. We go over and there's an area by the bar where there are 3 mattresses laying on the ground. Perfect. I pick one in the middle, one on each side. I start going to town. Fun stuff, right? Cool. They all have a great time. Everyone does their thing. And now it's my turn. They stand me up. And they start doing a routine that I call 3 seals, 1 horn. Things are going well. I got my eyes closed. I open it real quick, and I see there's a gentleman about where you're sitting. You are going to hate that I picked you for this. And he is enjoying himself to the full capacity. Pants down, hot dog in the wind, just going to town watching us. And I get it. That's fine. You know what we're doing? We're putting on a bit of a show. It's hot. It's awesome. That's great. I don't mind. I'm not a prude. So, the time comes where I'm about to arrive. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, this is about to go everywhere. They can't really, they can't really do that. So, yeah, they're all on board. Now, I get pushed over the edge by glory. I pull out, and the first shot hits Jessica right in the glasses. And it is a lovely shot. It's a beautiful shot. It is amazing in both color and viscosity. And it is such a powerful shot that it hits her in the glasses and it ricochets. And I watch it go up through the air. And I'm watching it as it lands on that dude's fucking leg. And I'm like, oh! And the girls were worried, like, what? I'm like, I'll tell you later. This dude fucking froze. Like, all processes in this dude's head stopped as he is looking at my mayonnaise on his chicken drumstick. This dude is frozen. It's not a small amount either. We're talking like $7 pancake size from IHOP. This is like, it's decent. And he's there on his bare leg. And I'm just staring at him. This dude is frozen. And like, I was enjoying this. But I am 0% here now, 100% over here. Because, like, I feel bad for a second. I'm like, there's gotta be some kind of decorum. I'm like, don't come on a stranger. That's what they should be teaching in elementary school, man. Don't come on a stranger. And so I'm just watching this guy. I'm trying to finish here, but again, I don't care. I don't even care if they kick me out because I've come, so it's over. And I'm like, what is he going to do? Because it's been a minute now. It's seriously been at least a minute where this dude has just frozen, solid, staring at this glob on his leg. And I'm like, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And here it is. After a moment, he shrugged his shoulders, scooped it with his bare hands, and started using it. Dude! The blowjob was amazing, but that's fucking legendary! That is the grossest thing I have ever seen. I was somewhere in between impressed and oh my god! I told you weren't gonna like the picture for that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, who has marshmallows? Who threw those earlier? I still got some back there. Yeah. More, coming at you. I don't pitch. It's a marshmallow. There you go. We need something with it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, this is a marshmallow assassination. I'm going to count down. And I want all of you, please, whatever you want to do, hit me with your fucking marshmallows. Are you ready? I can tell from the disappointed look of your girlfriend you're used to doing things too fast. All right. On the count of 3. Are you ready? Marshmallow assassination. 1, 2, 3. And it is here on the stage the comedian dies in front of his people, in front of his peers. But still he faces them and tries to struggle with one last punchline and says, "Silly string motherfuckers!" Folks, are you ready? You guys thought I was really gonna do that shit, didn't you?